So they actually nerfed Lost Ark rates. That's pretty crazy, man. We're gonna react to Kanon. He made a video about it. I'm gonna post in between for opinion stuff. Let's get started.
The health of the game is just the most important thing to me.
Wait. Okay, I think it...
on Guardian / Abyss nerf. Yeah, so my opinion on the Guardian and Abyss.
Yeah, for me, Guardian, you can totally nerf that stuff, but Abyss, that's something else.
I feel like my opinion on it is going to be quite different from the other content creators. Here's my opinion. I think it is like 80% a good change. I think it's very...
Why 80%? I think with Guardian it's okay because it's not really endgame stuff, but Abyss thing should be hard. Like, get good, man.
Here's the thing, man. When it comes to the Guardian raids, I think 100% it's a great change. 100%.
Yeah, he agrees.
In this game, Guardian raids are no longer endgame. The Guardian raids are now considered dailies.
That's what I'm thinking, man.
The way it is. This is not base vanilla Lost Ark, man. This is the updated version, Season 2 Plus version of Lost Ark. So when you make daily content very difficult, or let's just say difficult for now, then people get discouraged because they want to log in and get shit done to progress. Most people...
Yeah, it's still better than, for example, in Genshin. You do something Lost Ark, you can do your dailies, you get your some honing upgrades, and yeah, that's a bit fun. But yeah, I know what he means.
Are okay with wiping and experiencing hard content if it's like the end game rate.
Yeah.
I think it's discouraging if you can't even progress and it takes you so long to progress. I
think that's how it should be. You need to reach that. You need to topple this mountain. You need to conquer it, man. It should be hard because it feels 10 times better when you finally beat it. You know what I mean?
That's where the issues come from. Because like, imagine if Chaos Dungeons were just as
But yeah, it's better for casuals.
Like, bro, most of the player base would just feel like they can't even fucking progress.
And most of them would quit. That's the big problem.
That's my opinion. Now, if Guardian raids were the end game, then it should be difficult. But it's not. It's not the end game. It's a fucking daily now. Like your Konas, your Chaos Dungeons, and your Guardian raids, these are the 3 things that you need to be doing daily. Period, right? When one of those dailies can take you potentially 2 fucking hours to complete, it's kind of dumb. That's number 1. Number 2.
The only thing I don't like about endgame is like Una's task. Why, man? It's so boring, to be honest. That's the only boring thing about this game, Una's task.
Numbers speak for themselves. I think I read it's like 10% of the people were like completing it.
Grab a farm Mokoko seeds, man.
10% of the population can complete a fucking daily. It is not good for the game. The health of the game. You could sit there and be like, hey, I want hardcore content all day. The game's gonna turn out to be like WildStar. It is. Look what happened to WildStar. WildStar was one of the most difficult PvE games that I personally
back in the day, man.
Game shit in that game, and like the dailies weren't difficult, but like the dungeons were extremely difficult. That game died.
That's true.
Just like that. Now,
yeah, it was so casual, unfriendly, and for example, in WildStar, PvP was disgusting. Like every time you use an attack, it was like a red indicator. But in PvP, if there are too many people, it's just a completely red ground. How do you know what to dodge, man?
Now, I'm not gonna say it died just strictly because of that, but I think that was definitely.
And the rates are extremely hard.
The last reason why I feel like, as far as the Guardian raids go, guys, this game does a very shitty job introducing the raid mechanics to the game.
Yeah.
My opinion, with the way I would design.
Like you're a new player, you are level 50, you've reached run and you don't know what to do, man. Like, whoa. What dungeon? You need to watch YouTube guides. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible.
Raids or Guardian raids, I'd make them easy. Okay, I'd make them easy. Chaos dungeons, you know, mindless, chill grind.
Yeah,
Guardian raids,
that's chill grind.
A little bit more. I'm not saying like make it one-shotable.
Yeah.
A little bit more difficult where it does maybe take you anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes tops, and it introduces you to the mechanics of countering. It introduces you to the mechanics of staggering, but doesn't punish you to the point where you can't fucking do it. That'll introduce people to, okay, I see what destruction is. I see what stagger is. And I would actually go as far as to literally show...
I don't know if stagger is that great, to be honest.
Show the players, maybe, I don't know, when you go to this board, like show this boss, maybe like a little tooltip, you need to be sure to, you get destruction damage in there. Be sure to, there's a stagger check in there. Kind of like how WoW raids have it, right? Like,
okay, yeah, that should be good.
Then the Abyss dungeons, I would take that a step higher and make them pretty difficult. I think they're pretty good right now. If you want to nerf them a little bit lower from here, I think that's even fine too, because that's a weekly. But definitely make them more difficult from Guardian raids, and then leave it at that. When it comes to the Legion raids, you leave that difficult, because that's endgame. I don't think anyone is going... I take that back. I was going to say, I don't think anyone is going to complain about the Legion raids being too difficult, but of course you always will have people.
Yeah, like if they are casuals and they just fail like for 1 to 2 times, they instantly want enough because
But for the most part, it wouldn't be to the extent of Guardian raids, right? There's a difference between...
You need to lose sometimes.
Argos is the end game raid.
So
Alton
win
is the
taste
end game
better, man.
raid. April is the end game raid, and it's difficult versus, yo, if I want to fucking progress and I got to do these Guardian raids, I can't do it. Because keep in mind, these are new players. These are new players playing some playing a top-down game for the first time in their lives. They have no idea what stagger checks are. They have no idea what counters are. Like, to this day, there are probably a fuck ton of people that are in tier 2 that still don't even know that a blue model means counterframe, which, by the way, it's not even always blue. With all the lighting and shit that's in this game...
Yeah, you need to reduce that shit to the max, to the minimum, I mean. Like, this is pretty important if you really want to know what is going on, because there are too many effects if you like play with the other 4 players, or was it 3? I'm stupid. Yeah, especially if there's a mage, you can't see jack shit, man.
Effects? Sometimes that shit turns purple. I know I've been in that situation before where I'm just like, yo, was that counter frame? Because that kind of turned purple. But if I try to counter it and it isn't a counter frame, I might get one shot from that mechanic. So I don't really want to test to find out, because now I'm going to be throwing for my team. You know what I mean? It's not forgiving for new players.
Yeah.
So,
and if you're wasting a dodge on like any of these, like dodges are so important, it's insane. There are mechanics which just will obliterate you. You need that one dodge.
Yeah, my priority and what I would want from the game is the health of the game.
Or
yes,
dash.
Of course, I enjoy hard, Guardian raids and all that stuff. It's fun, but my opinion doesn't matter. What I want in a video game doesn't mean that it's what everyone wants.
Yeah.
And logically thinking, dailies, easy content, Chaos Dungeons, super easy, Guardian raids, harder, but more of an introduction to raid mechanics.
Yes.
Abyss Dungeons being difficult, but clearable, not to the point where you sit there like, well, fuck it, I can't clear it today. Not to that extent, but very challenging to the point where it does force you to do mechanics where you do have staggered checks and you do have these mechanics that are in there.
I don't know, sometimes there are just people who are literally AFK in Abyss Dungeon. They're just chilling. We are doing a boss mechanic and suddenly they stop, grabbing a phone or something like that, looking on Instagram. What is wrong with them, man?
It's a gateway to the...
Like, it happens so often, like, for real.
Where it's like, okay,
at least try, man.
Okay, all that shit that you learned, those steps, now it's time to fucking wipe and not be able to clear content. All the content creators out there, first of all, most of the OG content creators for Lost Ark, they know more about the game than I do. I'm gonna be straight up. I put out informative content.
Same, I don't really know jack shit about this absolute endgame sim. I've just reached it like a week ago.
But I will be the first to say that a lot of those content creators know more about the game than I do. They've been playing longer than I did.
And I played more Elden Ring since that came out.
Because, their logic behind their opinion is absolutely correct. But again, it's just opinions and what we think is healthy for the game. But I am pretty sure that there are other content creators out there that are worried that these easy mechanics are going to lead to wiping with Legion raids. Guys, this shit could be difficult. They could change these raids to become more difficult. You know what's gonna end up happening? You're still gonna wipe all day with a new fucking raid.
Nothing would happen.
That's what it is. When
like for a general public, we would just lose numbers.
I don't care if you are able to clear Albrahostic here. Like, I don't care if you're able to clear him on hard or easy. Regardless, like, you're gonna still wipe when you see that raid for the first time. And it's going to force you to learn it, right? So, but I get what they're saying, you got to be trained you have to be able to identify counter mechanics and all that stuff. And that's fine, I agree with that. But I don't think it needs to immediately be hard. I think there's stepping stones to it. And yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's a good one. Like, subscribe to Kanon, of course, and to me as well, if you wanna see more guide reaction stuff like that. Today it was just a reaction, I didn't have enough time to do shit. And yeah, that was actually it. Thank you for watching, and I see you next time. Wafer out.